We're gaming? Bard? Are we gaming right now? Are we gaming? Are we gaming at this very moment?
You need to fucking relight up your entire island.
I'm actually enjoying hunting all the things here, so I take umbrage to that.
No.
No!
What if they eat our dogs?
I don't think they're gonna do that.
You don't know that.
That is true. Don't know anything, generally.
Nobody's calling me a boner.
This is always happening, TBH. I forgot my dogs. Full of dogs. What are you thinking?
Let Felipe out. I was fixing the map in places.
Oh, what's this line?
What line? You have to go find out.
Oh, let's see. I see how it is. I'm gonna text AJ. Gaming.
Whoop! Ah!
Oh, this is a beautiful building, Bart. I love it. I also like that the gate is just like sitting out in the water.
Well, yeah, that's what they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, up out in the water. Baby zombie. Most
A
wretched of
Bombi.
creatures. I'm gonna do some monster hunting tonight just so I can get a couple levels, because right now I have 0 levels. What are you doing?
What am I doing? I'm trying to get my shit back. It's too dang dark out here. I can't see shit.
In a dark tunnel.
Yeah.
I love the darkness underneath the island.
It gets even darker.
Yeah. Looks pretty. It looks kind of cool from down here.
Yeah. Oh, the sun is rising.
Would you like to help me build it, or are you busy?
Build what?
The island.
Oh, sure. Apparently, I don't have enough space in my ass.
Your ass.
So the fuck? He
Did
stole my stuff!
I didn't mean to steal it, I'm sorry.
He gave back my stuff!
You're like, how could you do that? It was a gift.
I'm missing so much of my shulker boxes. I don't know where they went.
Yeah.
You wouldn't happen to know where a green shulker box went? Light green one.
It's entirely possible that I have it in my
And a
ender
pink
chest
one.
right now.
There's the pink one as well.
If you check my stream, you can see what stuff I have in mine.
Hmm. What's that pink one you've got? In your pocket.
I also got a bunch of, I also,
Okay.
oh,
What?
I broke my thing because I had the wrong pickaxe in my hand.
That's fine. I had a spare one. You want it?
Sure.
Okay. Do you mean leave it somewhere or bring it to you?
I'm just gonna go down to put the obsidian. You just drop it to me, actually. Thank you. It just occurred to me that I was gonna put it in my blue shulker box, but I have my blue shulker box up here.
Hmm. Oh my god, what was I doing with my life?
Giving me a kiss.
Well, that's...
There it is. Yeah, I also have I have two pink shulker boxes right now, actually. Oh. Oh.
Is yours empty one?
What?
Is there an empty one?
No, both of them are full.
Oh, damn.
I can just empty one of them out.
No.
Like, stop, please, no! I need to pick up more dirt.
Moderate.
Yeah.
Deodorant. I need to put some rat washing in the washing machine.
Gotcha. In the game too as well, or...
Yeah, so.
Gotcha. Okay. Dirt is over here.
Oh, there's a button, chat.
That's sad. Don't know. I do find it really weird that Discord has like sponsored posts in it. That's so strange to me.
It's just, things you can get.
It might just be my like dislike for
Hmm.
advertising now.
Oh, yeah. I agree. Oh, you can go that far, but isn't that bad? Fertile grazing lands in the south. Let's build something. I just realized if I kept fucking making that farm any bigger, it'll look like a little, could turn into like a little Adelaide or something.
How so?
Just the shape of it kind of looks like the bottom of Australia on the right-hand side, or if you flip it, it's the other way around, and it's the bottom of Western Australia. Yeah.
WA.
Ah. Oh.
WA.
You build another walled kingdom, but I don't know what next to make the wall out of.
Would you?
No, I will not make it out of mud.
What?
Said I don't know what to make the wall out of in a new walled kingdom, and then I said, no, I will not make it out of mud.
Is that?
Wall of mud.
Oh, Walmart. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, Jesus, fuck.
Like this
Hey, what do
guy's
you want?
so dumb. Well, would you like to just join me in making a like coastline type area around the edge here?
I don't really know what the fuck I'm doing, to be honest, if I was to help you.
Bard, do you think I know what the fuck I'm doing?
Yeah, it looks like it. Oh.
Well, that's where you would be wrong. Basically what I'm doing is I'm just like building a slope down to a vertical thing. So you can see at this bit, that's how I want it to look. You know, I want it to go like kind of naturally down and then drop vertical.
I absolutely hate doing anything like this.
Well, then don't do it. Go do something else.
Well, you decided I have to do it, or you're gonna hit me.
Then don't do it, Bard.
I don't even have materials to do it.
Okay, then don't.
I'm using grass or dirt blocks.
I'm using dirt because it doesn't matter. But don't do it if you don't want to do it.
Do you have a supply of them anywhere?
With dirt blocks, yeah, there's shit tons in the chest base.
In the home? Oh. I don't even know how I'm going to help.
And don't!
Why are you yelling at me? I'm trying to figure out how I can.
And then you're also saying that you hate it and you don't want to do it, so don't do it.
Yeah, but I'll still do it anyway.
My goal is not to make you miserable, Bard.
I didn't say it would make you miserable, I just said I don't want to do it, you know? Like, doing your taxes doesn't make you miserable, you just don't want to do it. But I'm not very good at shaping landscape from out of nothing. I can usually sculpt something that already exists.
Yeah.
Do you try to like make it most like a block now, or are you doing the skirt of it?
What do you mean the skirt of it?
Okay, so like, you've pancaked most of the place outwards. It's like are we going more down than out, or more out than down?
I'm going more down than out.
Yes. Okay. Like the bottom bits of the jellyfish,
Yeah.
like the little bits that hang off of the of it. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. I'm gonna end up reshaping a lot of it by the time it's done as well. It's not a big deal.
Man, I'm gonna suck at this.
Then don't do it. If cyan is spaghetti because the sun is the diameter of the square, then 7 is your favorite number in space. I mean, I don't know, to tell you the truth. I'm confused, that's not... Oh, it is showing up, yeah. Canadian Rex is kind of a fun username.
Like a dinosaur or a dog? That's what I want to know.
Maybe. It could be both. It could be a dino dog.
Isn't spaghetti spelled with an A?
Yeah, it is.
Maybe spaghetti is something else.
Yeah. That's fair. Right now we're just building up this island, so if you want to
Oh,
stick
that's
around to
perfect.
watch it get built,
After
then you can
googling
stick around.
spaghetti, I found both a mixture of reviews for pasta places and somewhere that I don't think it was made by someone that could write, because it's like a review, like a name of a place, and their dish is spelled spaghetti bolognese.
Amen. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed. That's not how you spell hallowed. Hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is done in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us.
What if heaven's actually just been hollowed out, and that's why it's hollowed?
That's a good point. I find that most people, I think, generally can't remember how to spell words very well. I don't think it's a special...
It's a Bible word, it's not real anyway.
Hallowed? Hallowed refers to other things in the Bible as well.
Yeah, but it's a Bible word, it's not real.
Yeah. Made by a big Bible.
Oh, that would be fucked up if I did that. Should I make a copper city? I'm gonna make a copper city. No one can fucking stop me.
He's gonna make a copper city and no one can stop him.
I'm gonna need so much more copper. Alright, remember me. I'll be in the mines for the next 35 years.
Tragic. But yeah, not knowing how to spell words is no big deal. Thankfully, Phone's gonna remember how to do that pretty well.
Still don't know if it's Rex like T-Rex or Rex like
Dog.
dog.
Maybe both.
Or maybe it's famous Australian fisher Rex Hunt who likes to kiss the fish.
Copper is
Copper
the
is the
easiest ore to find for sure.
But think of it this way. Copper blocks need 9 copper each. And you need like, I don't know, 1,000 blocks to make what I want to do, so probably more than that.
I'm really glad that dirt isn't a scarce resource, so I can just spend it haphazardly.
You say that, why is we running out of grit?
Good question. It's been so long since I've mined anything, but I've been building this damn palace for like... What has it been? Like 7 months of me building this palace?
I think it's 7 months.
Huh?
It couldn't be 7
I'm
months.
pretty sure it's been like 7 months at least.
Maybe like 6.5.
I think this is pretty good for a sheer edge.
Like sheep? Why does that go nowhere?
Yeah, like sheep. Yeah. I don't really like the shape of this right here.
It's a bunch of numbers.
That's pi, I believe.
Maybe.
I'm kind of
It's always been
curious
copied and pasted somewhere
for this
because of the
guy.
spaces.
I'm kind of curious for this guy if it's just like a thing he does that he just shows up in chat, like random people's chats and says random stuff. Because I have
He's
gotten
just
people
hanging
who've
out.
done that before.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I don't think
Just
there's
hanging
anything
out.
wrong with that. Grizzly! We were just outside. There's nothing to be mad about. This guy. And if I know you and I can't remember you, I apologize. But it's true. I'm just like not used to it because usually nobody shows up in the chat. Usually just people I already know.
Real.
On God. Okay. Okay. But yeah, I'm like very used to it just being people I know because random discovery on Twitch doesn't seem so
house. It's
You know, I've been
portal to
streaming
monster.
for 3 years? Have I been streaming? I think I've been streaming for 3 years. And I've gotten two long-term viewers who I didn't personally know. They both just
Oh,
watch
that's why it's
anime.
called Monster House. Okay.
Why is what called Monster House?
It's the actually probably just harvest that place with comic blocks. It's the dungeon, the new dungeon they added. Yes, there's a portal to one. This is Monster House. I'm like, why is it called Monster House?
In what game?
Yeah, we're playing Minecraft.
But like, what are you talking about?
I'm in the Nether. All the dungeons they added to the game with the recent update, we put the keys in the lock.
Yeah.
One of our portals is just called Monster House. I'm like,
Oh,
why is it called
okay.
Monster House? What the hell is the Monster House? And I went inside, I'm like, ah, that's the Monster House.
Okay, I gotcha. Now I understand.
You're mining the mesa, Shelly.
Mesa Mine. Kind of funny how scaffolding is really only useful for like builds off the ground. Yeah, this is the best way. If my sister ever asks to borrow $5 to get like ice cream or something, I'll tell her it's coming with 5% interest.
That's a lot of interest. Is it compounding or is it like monthly or annually?
Compounding.
Yes.
All of these. All of these and more.
Oh,
I wonder if it's that random discovery on Twitch is bad or if my stream is just not very entertaining. It might be both.
probably both.
Yeah.
I mean, probably the discovery.
I mean, my stream is
People watch
definitely
Asmongold.
not very high energy. Well, Asmongold, I think, is
People,
funny because he's obnoxious.
I wouldn't say it's funny. It's more like looking at a rotting corpse, you know?
Yeah. Entertaining in the same way Logan Paul is entertaining.
Well, maybe it's entertaining to, well, not entertaining. People probably like watching him because they like sympathize because they're both sitting in squalor at the same time.
I don't know, yeah. Yeah, they're like, this guy's so relatable. Yeah,
I
it's the
too do
guy
not
who
watch.
lives in piss and shit.
How strange we ask him.
Yeah. You just like scroll through the tab on fucking Twitch and just see like how many followers does this guy have? How many followers do I have right now? Let me check. 77. That's creepy. Hey, bro. um, also funny. I have a like specific stream thing just for my follower count and also for drawing. I'm gonna be drawing later in the stream, by the way, if anybody wants to watch me draw.
Is this a cave? This is not a cave.
You're always saying this. Can I show you my cave?
I'm always spelunking that cave.
Ooh, I'm just releasing my cave.
Maybe going to the desert to mine was a bad idea because it just seems to be sand.
Oh, deserts are known for this trait.
Well, I expected to find a cave.
What a pain in the ass to this landscaping type stuff. That's pretty good.
All 60 followers were just actually the same person. They just forgot their password every day.
Yeah, I mean, I've had around 60 followers for 2 years, I think. Because a lot of my followers, I think, initially were just my friends, and they don't watch the stream, they just did follow it. Um,
I have found the hole.
there's this one stream I did where I advertised it on the Hollow Knight Discord server, and then was also doing a randomizer with people on there, and that got 66 views on Twitch, and when that happened, I was like, oh. I had like 6 different people in chat, and I was like, hell
I
yeah.
fought mud crabs more fearsome than
Love
you.
that he's gone.
Bye. Have a good time in the other streams. Have a good time baffling other people.
If a sneeze coming, it's not gonna. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, AJ is exclusively real when he's watching this stream.
It's a very elaborate tulpa.
What?
It's a very elaborate tulpa.
Pulper?
Yeah, it's one of those things that people imagine. It's like an imaginary friend, but they like delete themselves into believing it's like fully real.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I run the writers group completely on my own. I just imagine AJ there.
It's not that it's someone like it's kind of like a spiritual entity that exists. I don't know how to explain it. Besides the fact that you kind of just like, believe in something for a long time, and then the idea is that like it becomes real. Kind of.
Just like my belief that I would one day get a handsome boyfriend and then he
My
could
favorite
marry
thing
me.
about tulpa is I immediately think of tilapia, and now I'm just thinking of imaginary fish.
Tilapia.
Which is what I want you to believe in. That AJ is actually an imaginary fish.
Yeah. AJ, are you an imaginary fish?
A fish like qualities,
Yeah. Such as
but
being
not
a
fish like
boyfriend.
quantities.
Yeah, there is only one AJ,
And
whereas there are
aquatic.
many fish. Notably. Telling. See, I knew it. AJ is not only a fish, he is a real fish. I just fell all the way from the island to the ground, and I didn't die.
Hell yeah. Those boots are powerful.
These boots were made for walking.
These boots were made for crushing puppies.
I believe we have a genuine fish in chat.
Is this the fish speaker that they speak of?
Yeah. The Speaker of the Dead, Orson Scott Card.
No.
Speaker for the Dead, my bad.
Why doesn't he speak of the dead? Speaker for the dead is just a Bluetooth speaker, so they can start playing their music.
Sorry, baby?
Said speaker for the dead is just a Bluetooth speaker, so they can play their music.
No. Yeah, something kind of interesting about Orson Scott Card, specifically actually my mom, is that I told my mom, like, oh, Orson Scott Card is homophobic, and she's like, I don't think that's true. I think it's just that, like, people have, like, given him allegations because he's Mormon, and I was like, well, and I looked up his Wikipedia page, and it has all his homophobic hot takes, and she's like, I didn't want to know that.
Gay people were invented by sin.
Like, he thinks gay people should not be allowed to get married and stuff like that.
That's what AJ's been saying.
Yeah, AJ is always saying various homophobic remarks.
It's very strange coming from a lesbian.
Yeah, AJ, what do you have to say about this allegation?
AJ, what kind of lesbian are you?
The fish kind? Terrestrial or aquatic?
Big lesbian. Like a big fish?
Yeah, are you the Moby Dick of lesbians?
Maybe the Philip K. Dick of lesbians, which is much cooler.
Yeah. One can be both, though.
Yeah.
Nothing can stop you.
Imagine if Philip's name was Richard.
Dick, K Dick.
Yeah.
Shit. Oh, hit him with that Minecraft music. Let's go. That's funny.
I can imagine that's something that a Californian person would want.
Yeah, Californian people are real different like that. Yeah, like, I don't know. When I was a kid, I think the first time I was ever actually attracted to someone was in 6th grade. And this is funny because it's the only woman I've ever had a crush on was in 6th grade.
It's not being the straight allegations.
I have a crush on a woman one time. What are you willing to bet the chances that this woman is a man now?
50-50.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, go find them, I guess.
Go to their house. And ask if they're a man. And then they just go, what the fuck are you doing in my house? See, but it is really funny to me that I have had one crush on a girl. And that's why I thought I was bisexual when I was in 6th grade. But I'd never had a crush on a girl.
What? Like, how would you describe having a crush?
Well, when I was a little kid, and the first time I ever had a crush was in 6th grade. So when I say little kid, I'm not talking that little, but I'm saying it was just being around this person would make me really embarrassed, and I'd be really aware of what I was saying, and I kept thinking, like, do they know that I think they're attractive or something? And sometimes I would get it for people I actually didn't like at all.
Maybe she's just a really mannish lesbian. No.
What?
I said maybe she's just a really mannish lesbian now.
You never know. I mean, I remember when I was a kid, she had like 2 guy friends, and I think she might have dated one of them, but I have genuinely no idea. And I was
So
just
for some
like
reason, I'm
anxious.
imagining this person as like a teacher or instead of like another student. I
No.
don't know why.
She was 1 year older than me.
Wow, she was ancient.
She was around my age. These are just fun actual facts.
Yeah, Axel's not actually like attracted to me. I just make him anxious, so he thinks he should date me.
That is not true.
Which part?
That you make me anxious.
Oh,
And
What
that
about
I'm
the part
not
where I said
attracted to you. I think you're
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
incredibly handsome and cool and sexy. You are always accusing me of not being attracted to you. Famously. Yeah, well, when I'm talking about my feelings, especially when I was younger, a lot of my feelings when I was younger were just like solely anxiety about a lot of things, you know?
What if the feds find out? What's you anxious about?
Sorry, baby?
Said that's what you were anxious about. What if the feds find out
Oh, true.
about your drug trade?
All the drug trading I was doing in middle school.
Yeah. You were the middleman, that's why they call it middle school.
Oh, I see. Oh, shit. Fuck. I hope you don't hate me forever now, though.
What?
I said I hope you don't hate me forever now.
Why?
What?
Why would I?
Because I said I had a crush on a girl one time.
No. You also said you're gonna kill me.
I actually did not say it, but you just said you were going to kill me. So worth pondering.
What are you sighing about?
My tummy full.
Tummy full. Full of salad.
Yeah, full of salad. Also, I don't think I've had, like, that kind of
It's-
crush on many people, because I think it might have just been a consequence of, like, the age I was at. More so than my, like, feelings.
And you could also just be like many things.
Yeah.
Like AJ said, it's just the anxiety-based attraction.
I'm known for this phenomenon. Yeah, that'll do it. You're like, oh, many years.
How long you guys been dating? 20 seconds.
See, I knew I liked Bard because he made me feel good.
You didn't know you liked me until I liked you.
Huh?
I said you didn't know that you liked me until I liked you.
Yeah, well, I have the capacity, as it were, to, like, if I think, well, this guy would be a nice boyfriend, I won't, like, develop feelings for said guy unless I, like, think, you know, he would actually reciprocate, because I don't want to, you know, get caught up in, like, unproductive or, you know, tangly feelings that I don't want to experience. And because I just don't want to make other people feel uncomfortable.
Hmm. I mean, you could ask me out though.
And then you were like, if you like it, you should put a ring on it, please.
Hey.
And then you were like, I'm ready to have children
I'm ovulating.
now.
It's you that wants the children, though.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying that because, like, you were saying you never wanted to have children until I said I wanted to have them. And you're like, I'll have them.
Well, here we go.
Like, I'll try not to kill these ones.
The best part about adopting a child is you don't have to do the baby phase. It's like the worst part.
Yeah. Part that
The
it
second
just
phase
looks
is the
at you
counter.
with vacant eyes, feeling nothing but
And it
hatred.
screams. And it's full of disease and bacteria and has infections and has infections inside of its ear that people don't even know how it happens, but it does.
Yeah. I think the ear infection's one of the funniest things about babies.
Or does they just get osteomedia randomly?
I think I would adopt any child over, like, 3 and
It
feel
has to
comfortable.
be. It has to be a race that would look uncomfortable to see two white guys hanging around with. And it has to be between the ages of 59 months and 61 months.
It has to be. Sorry. It has to be a
I have no idea how
59-year-old
old that is.
man.
Oh, yeah, that too. I didn't do the math for what age that's supposed to be. I was just trying to make it as specific as possible.
Well, 59 months would be 5 years old. Or almost 5.
Yeah, something like that.
So that's a reasonable age. But yeah, when I do adopt children, probably not going to be super specific on like what age I'm asking for. I mean, I think
Whatever they got
adopting the...
left in the warehouse, usually.
Sorry?
The age range, like, I'm gonna be unspecific, and I said whatever they have left in the warehouse, really.
Yeah, I mean, most likely teenagers. Pretty common. I mean, we could just be one of those families that has like 20 children and they're all like fostered teenagers. There's one of the city representatives or state representatives in our area jokes about having a basketball team worth of children because she has that many fostered kids.
I don't think you should be legally allowed to be pro-life unless you have, like, like 50 fostered children,
I agree.
I feel like if you think that someone shouldn't have an abortion, it's like, alright, now it's your choice. Like, now you have to fucking look after the children.
I agree. Like,
You'd be like, but I have a life to live, and I don't want a child to get in the way of that.
that's crazy.
It's crazy, Bertrand.
It's crazy that you're the only person who's ever experienced that feeling, Bertrand.
Yeah.
Remember this one pro-life movie I heard about that was like, it's in a Big Joel video, but it's like this woman is gonna get an abortion and then an angel like pulls her into a like little alternate dimension. He explains to her that in the future she's gonna die early because she's never gonna get to do her desired career. And then I guess the logic of it is like, well, you're not gonna get to do your career goals anyway, so you might as well have a kid.
AJ, if you were to have a child, which one of you would carry it, or would you get an adoption?
Like if you were forced to have a child, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you consider later and they like implant a womb in you or something. I don't know. There's no logic to this hypothetical.
Just being hypothetical. Oh my god.
Oh, come on! You need the double autism. That's why I'm saying.
Yeah. You can
Imagine
ideally
how
get a
powerful
child
it
with like PCOS and every woman disease you have, AJ.
Yeah. And hopefully, like, all the autism diseases, like EODS? Down-loss syndrome. I think it's EDS, isn't it?
With EDS?
It's a disease common with. It's an autoimmune disease. It causes like excessive skin and a bunch of other things.
That's fine.
Funny limbs. Usually translucent skin, or skin that's very weak to the UV radius.
Is that what you're saying?
radiation. Yes.
Okay.
Well, yes in quotation marks.
Why is that yes in quotation marks?
Well, because I don't think they get diagnosed for it. They're trying to figure out what they're getting their genome sequenced to see what genetic conditions they have.
The genome's just like, wow, all of them.
Well, they're trying to figure out what's wrong with it, but I don't know. We just call it bonitis.
Yeah.
I have that. It's comorbid BOTS.
What's
Nice.
BOTS? Keep in mind, I probably have heard of a lot of these things before, I just can't remember what they mean right now, because my memory is not so good.
It's on the side.
That's
in
what you
your
always say
balls.
whenever you
I'll
go.
tell you, on
That's
the
what you always say whenever you go to the gay brothel.
Yeah. You haven't got that penis on the side.
Yeah. And then they're like, we actually have a lot of things here. I think I ate too much salad and I'm
Give me a leaf. I should make. I should...
orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. Oh,
Oh, that's
right, that's
your
the,
heart falls out.
yeah,
Yeah.
the heart falling out one.
AJ, you strike me as a cultured man. Have you seen House MD?
He says
You
yes,
seen
you're
all
like,
of the
oh, I have to change my mind now.
attached to her body or something?
It'd be funny if, like, he said yes, and you're like, well, I have to change my assessment then.
What?
Like, about whether or not he's cultured.
Oh, yes. Well, I mean, if he has seen House, then he would be cultured, wouldn't he?
Depends on your opinion about House.
I fucking love House. It's so good and also so bad.
It's just like your opinion about where
It's like the only good medical drama, but it's. I've seen.
But it's also
reports
really
that,
bad medical drama.
on the if you're watching all the YouTube shorts for House MD. There's a Hasidic Jewish lady, I think, and her heart or like one of her organs, I think it's a kidney or something, it's like disconnected, and then when she's having her marriage ceremony, they like shake her around, and basically her like kidney becomes dislodged, and then like every time she stands up, she faints and like has a heart attack or something. There's a really good one where these people are in like a building collapse or something, and like the body's been misidentified as like the whole thing, but they don't know that until like they check later. But like there's all these things, and it's like, oh, she was actually on antidepressants, and she's like on birth control. It's like, we're trying to have a child, and there's like this poor guy thinks he doesn't know his like wife at all, and then it's like, oh, it turns out it's the wrong body. And it's like, it's a good news. You're like, your girlfriend was exactly who you knew she were. Bad news, your girlfriend's been dead for the last week.
Oh,
Yeah. So like House is insane, and that's why it's good. And that's also why it's so terrible.
it's also why it's bad, and I hate it, and I love it so much. I'm gonna name my firstborn child House.
Colin Gregory.
Yeah. Didn't we say Jimothy?
Timothy, yeah.
Yeah. Jimothy Chalamet.
Mr. House's name is Gregory House.
I think one of the artists I follow likes House.
Who doesn't?
She's also one of those people who likes Supernatural and stuff like that.
Okay, I can Some supernatural stuff's funny. I think it's mostly just Jensen Ackles, but I'm not. I think people are too into it. You know, the white
Yes, I
woman is too
remember
strong.
I heard about people liking Pokemons.
So the real thing to be obsessed with would be like Hannibal. Yeah, Hannibal.
Yeah. You're like, I just said Hannibal, Axel.
Yeah. Dude, gay cannibals. Gay art cannibals, specifically.
And if that's not the perfect thing, I don't know.
Look, one of them keeps adopting stray dogs. Like, you love it. I don't know why you're upset with me.
I'm not upset with
You're
you.
screaming, you're pushing me to the ground, and you say, no, I hate Cannibal, I'll never watch it.
I hate Cannibal.
Is this all clay? Yes.
Whoops, all play.
Pretty much. I'm in a lush biome, and there's like so much clay here.
Uh-huh.
Oh god.
I remember the first time I
Killed a man.
saw a lush cave. I was playing with a Turkish friend of mine. And, he became a teacher and he stopped talking to me, but, he was a fun guy.
I love your friends who just be like, oh, he killed 25 people, and that's why he doesn't talk to me anymore. Or if you're like, he was taken by eagles, and I haven't heard of him since. All of your stories end up that way, and it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, people don't like being friends with me for very long, historically speaking.
I don't think people don't like being friends with you. I think it's just people like move on with their lives, and that's just how like the world works. And you either like stay with around people or you don't.
And I'm the immature one for being mad.
What?
And I said, and I'm the immature one for not realizing this.
No, it's okay to be mad. In fact, it's their fault for not hanging around with you, and we should kill them for that.
And we should kill them with rocks.
Yeah, it's in the Bible. It must be good.
True.
You
The
should start
Bible
using
keeps
that as an
saying that I
excuse
should
for.
get stoned, and I just can't help myself.
I mean, yeah, that's why I'm fucking just on edibles every day.
The Bible says thou shalt not go without being stoned. 420 blaze it.
Thou shalt tough the good kush.
Bible's always saying this. You know, the mainstream Christianity doesn't want you to know about this, but the Bible says to get stoned every day.
Yeah,
Right, AJ?
especially if you're a fag.
Yeah.
What was the thing in the Bible? It's like, oh, if you want to lay with a man, you have to be stoned. It's okay to be gay, just gotta get high beforehand.
Yeah. And you have to wear socks.
Yeah, well, that just means it wouldn't be gay in the first place.
Exactly. That's what I call it.
Well, if you do it standing up,
Safe
I
sex.
just realized. They say to lay with another man, so if you just don't go to bed with him, it's fine, apparently.
What if you go to bed sitting upright?
Yeah.
AJ, you know gay people? Why can't I know any of that? I feel like I'm
The
being
gay people in the room with us now.
unfairly suppressed by big homosexual.
My menstrual cycle's been interrupted because of all the corn. I mean the band.
The Corn the band?
There's a band called Korn. It's an American metal band.
Oh. Oh.
Famous for going bop to bebop.
Excuse me.
I feel like a freak on a leash. That's a picture of a frog tied to a wall.
You're always describing me this way.
You just take zero interest in my culture.
I feel like a freak on a freak.
Get my freak on.
Oh, okay. You know what I'm saying?
What was that creature? Fucking zombie village. Yeah, that one. Is it a horse? Yeah. Orson got Scott Card.
Orson Scott Card. Orson
Like
Scott
a
Card
horse.
sounds like he's the son of a whore.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you that one time I got in trouble for swearing in my IT class, so I started using fucking medieval slurs instead?
They're just-
Saying plowing and like from The Witcher
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Have you ever referred to someone as a mongoloid?
Yeah, oh my god.
I was using some real old language. But it's like they don't know that you're being like you're swearing or anything if they can't understand it.
You're like, I was using some words for Africans that, let's just say, they don't use anymore.
That's not an African word.
Mongoloid? Yeah, I know.
I was calling someone a Caucasoid, and they got very confused by that.
Oh, that's fine.
And I don't like how it's like, oh, Caucasian male in his 30s. No, call him a Caucasoid. That sounds way better. Because if you're going to use the word Caucasian, you better use Caucasoid. Like it's already from a place of bad science, so you might as well use like the whole fish, you know?
Why are you saying this when I get my fish out? By my fish, I mean mine. Yeah.
Why is it so fishy?
Bard, maybe you'd find out if you did some investigation.
Fishy because you've always just it's got seaweed on it, and I don't know how you keep doing that. We don't live near the ocean. So I'm guessing you're going down to the Asian market and just like buying some like dried seaweed and
Just
dehydrating it.
covering my dick with it.
Yeah.
This is always happening, baby bitch.
AJ, give me your favorite fish now.
It's very instant.
Let's see if he's loaded with a favorite fish.
I'm willing to bet he is.
Sunfish, easy. Yield to eat. Oh.
Bard is always
As many-
saying that he's gonna kill me with eels.
Axel, what's your favorite fish?
I think catfish.
Catfish is pretty sick.
Yeah.
I mean, to eat, there's the bassa, which is a pretty sick catfish. It's
I
a
haven't
Vietnamese
eaten
catfish.
a lot of fish.
Well, I mean, you're welcome to try when you get here. But...
You know, like, I probably have eaten fish, I just can't identify, you know? Like, I've probably eaten a bunch of fish, but I don't know their names, and I can't remember eating them.
Oh, there's a really fun thing actually. You can get you can have like a lunch at the aquarium, and it's like they sell fish and chips because it's near a marina. But it's just like you go look at the fish and like, I want to eat that one.
Whenever I go to an aquarium, I'm always like, can I eat these? And then the zoologists that are there are like, no? I don't think so. I don't think that's allowed. And I'm like, well, maybe it will be once I'm done. I know. The only thing I think I can confidently say I've done a lot of is traveling around the west,
Oh, I thought I was gonna go somewhere else.
southeast. And I've done a moderate amount of gay sex, but not a lot.
Well, it's a conservative estimate.
Well, Bard, I aim to have done a lot by the end of my tenure, but yeah. My tenure being my tenure of life.
Oh god, he's dying.
I'm getting torn apart by eels.
You know my favorite thing is Bioshock. Like not just Bioshock, but just reading wild lore to people. that
Yeah.
play games and don't know anything about it. So like, someone that's played Bioshock before and be like, "Oh yeah, you like playing as the main character? He's 5 years old. That's full-grown man, 5 years old, born in 1955. Actually, 1956, I think, but still.
That full grown man? That's too baby.
Hmm. Well, it's not test tube baby, but kind of. Yeah.
Is he a clone or something?
Okay, so Andrew Ryan sleeps with the woman.
Ew.
Frank Fontaine says to the woman, "Hey, I'll buy that embryo off of you, and
Yeah.
you get a nice fancy house out of it." And she's like, "Fuck it, sure."
She's like, hell
And then
yeah.
she does that, and then they accelerate Jack's age so that he ages very quickly, and they mentally condition him,
Yeah.
give him fake memories, that kind of thing.
Isn't it, Would You Kindly?
Yeah.
I fucking love the scene where he kills Andrew Ryan.
Bashes his fucking
Very
skull.
powerful scene.
Me when I beat the fuck out of my dad.
Valid and real and true.
Like my taxes.
Uh, yeah, that scene, I mean, watching you play that was really cool.
A modern game would be a QTE to bash the guy's head in.
Yeah, see, I think it's cooler that it's a cutscene.
Absurdity? Kind of. I mean,
I think Bioshock lore is more sane.
I was about to say some of the Bioshock lore is more sane, and I remember the sea slugs they put in little girls so that they can get more superpowers.
Well, anyway, do people not do that in real life?
I'm not sure.
Because they definitely do it where I'm from. I mean, I don't know what kind of little girls you got where you're from, but the ones we got here have wild powers. You would not believe some of the things they can do.
So many slugs.
Yeah. You got little girls with slugs you could not possibly imagine.
It's gotta be little girls, but for lore reasons and not because we only made one model.
I also think Bioshock looks really good.
Huh?
I think Bioshock looks really good.
At least I don't think Bioshock looks very good. I'm like,
Well, I said I honestly think.
Oh.
Say what you want to say, and let the world, us.
I still think Dune beats it. I think Dune. I'm
In
not
terms
sure what
of
the most
visual
absurd
fidelity?
story. No, I was reading what AJ said, and I'm trying to think what the most absurd story that I like engaged in would be. What do you think is the most absurd thing you've read, seen, watched, played?
I'm stinking.
I mean, maybe Death Stranding, but I think Death Stranding is more coherent.
Oh, I read this one short story. I don't remember what it's called, but I read this one short story where it takes place on this planet and it's mostly water. Wait, it's not mostly water. It has one big ocean with land completely around it. And all the men have been gotten rid of. There's no men left. And the main character has like 4 moms, and everybody has like 4 moms. And they have like interstellar travelers who live for like hundreds and hundreds of years because they need to be able to traverse these distances which are extremely long, and to be training to do this is extremely difficult and rare. And I think they're covered in mushrooms. I can't remember all of it, but it's pretty wild.
Kingdom Hearts is I feel like they were just trying to like write a story for that, and they were like, "Oh fuck, I'm out of ideas." Because I don't know, fucking now there's dinosaurs.
Yeah, what if we added dinosaurs?
It's also like I think is Kingdom Hearts Japanese. I think the Xenoblade game is Japanese as well.
Xenoblade is Japanese. Yeah.
I don't know if
If
Kingdom's
AJ
Guards
likes it, there's like a 20% chance it's Japanese at least.
I feel like if AJ was in a different generation, he would be that picture of the white guy in the kimono that's like got the
Yeah.
neck beard and the hair tied back.
Squeenix.
Yeah, Screenix. Yeah, Screenix. I mean, all the Final Fantasy stories are kind of incoherent, but I feel like they have that. Like, there's a problem being is like they build too much disbelief in them. So like you just kind of like, oh yeah, now this is happening. While I think I said Death Stranding, or there's another story I was thinking about. I'm not sure, but Death Stranding builds itself as like a normal stuff, normal like, oh, this is post-apocalypse, and then just more shit starts happening. It's just like, okay,
Have you ever heard of the oil whale?
yeah.
Whales made out of oil.
Also takes itself very seriously.
Yeah, that is really funny when it's like, because I'm fragile, but I'm not fragile. That's crazy, man.
I like that bit.
I like that bit too. I just think it's funny. Mario and Princess Peach. And she says that very seriously.
People are mean to Hideo Kojima for being the only man that's fucking brave enough to make his own art these days.
They're jealous, I think, mainly.
Must be.
Make art for yourself, which is to say, make art with Mads Mikkelsen in it.
Well, I mean, it's also just impressive how much he can do, and it still is like enjoyed by other people. Because some people make their own art, and it's like, man,
Yeah, some people make their own art and it's about god worms, and then it's like,
yeah, there's a lot of Xeno stuff. How'd they doing that?
Why did they do that?
It's also funny because Xeno, you could just translate to like the foreign gears, foreign saga, foreign blade, or there's like alien blade, you know?
Alien Blade. New hit game, Alien Blade.
Isn't that one guy that's a vampire hunter?
Alien Blade?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I mean, you can just be an English teacher in Japan. I mean, it's like an actual job that, like, that was offered to me once, and I was like, no, thank you.
You're like,
Not like
I'd
offered to
rather
me, but I
move
was like,
to America with my future boyfriend. And they're like, do you have a boyfriend right now? And you're like, well.
it was one of those things that was like, oh, this is like a thing you can do, and you can start doing that in like university. And I'm like, no, I don't think I will. It wasn't like I was offered the actual position. It was just like, this is a queer path you could do.
A queer path?
I knew you were gonna say that.
You're like, why are you full of slurs?
Why are you make fun of my talkway?
Because I love the way you talk.
About the way I walk?
I love the way you walk too. I love everything
No.
about you.
About the way I push this child over?
Well, that child probably deserved it.
That's the right answer. That detective is the right answer. What's your favorite thing about Japan? A and J.
Well, my favorite thing about Japan is the fucking Shinkansen.
Bullet train.
And all the Japanese medieval castles that my
those are pretty sick.
childhood best friend had the opportunity to see but did not see.
Oh, I didn't know it was your childhood best friend. I also saw a bunch of those, so maybe it's not the right thing. Why did they not see them?
I
Did
don't
they
know.
close their eyes and walk
I think
past?
because, well, they were there for, his dad was a Marine, so it might have had something to do with that. Maybe a lack of interest. I know they lived, like 100 miles away from Yellowstone and never went to it, and he lived there for like 5 or 6 years.
I didn't
I
know
think they
Yellowstone was
just
in Japan.
yeah, they moved Yellowstone to Japan for tax reasons.
That's why all the deer are there.
Big Japan doesn't matter. It's not my fault. I don't believe you. I think it'd be funny to... Not funny. I think it'd be fun to speak a foreign language. I just don't really have the time to learn one. I think if I had to learn one, it would be Mandarin. I don't know how good I'd be at speaking it, but I'd try.
You speak orange?
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I have a... As we all know, I have like a weird enamorment with, Chinese culture just because I spent so much time looking shit up about it, so...
Yeah.
Which isn't to say I really know anything about it, but I've spent a fair amount of time
I
looking
thought
shit
you
up.
learned Dutch.
Dutch to see Amsterdam.
Yeah, so you could live in Amsterdam.
I think
Which
in
is the Netherlands.
Amsterdam they're fine with you speaking English.
We'll ask Dovey, shall we? Ask Martin.
I mean, he speaks English.
Does he?
So I'm told.
Yeah, but if you want to live there, I still feel like you should learn fucking Dutch.
I agree.
I don't understand people visit places and they're like, yeah, I have no idea what this guy's saying.
On the other hand, power move. Go somewhere, refuse to comprehend anything, leave.
French moment.
Yeah. The important part of that step process I just outlined if your French is leaving, though.
Yes.
When I was a kid, my cousins had a exchange student from France. I only saw her like once. We brought her to Valley Fair. And she showed us some French rock music.
It's just Gojira.
I don't know. I don't remember.
You could call it frock music.
French rock music?
Oh, frock.
Why not
Rock
prodding? Do you
music,
hate
yes.
prodding now? What did I do?
You always like, oh, I don't want to front with you because you're gay. And I'm like, oh.
You're like, I really hope I am.
I think it's kind of implied in the action, you know.
You always yell at me whenever I prod you.
No.
You always go, stop her, stop her.
No.
And then you tell me that I'm gonna blow up.
Yes.
Oh god. He admits it.
No.
My tummy hurts.
Can you kiss it better?
What?
Did you want me to kiss it better?
Yeah. Me and
Perhaps you should.
Barb saw Princess Mononoke at the art theater. when it was in there. And I kind of wish we could have brought you, AJ, because that would have been fun. You.
I don't think AJ was real back then.
Yeah, probably not. And if he had been, I would have been baffled. Oh, my tummy.
You wanna go to bed? No.
I think I
Maybe
just
we
have a
should
lot of
rest.
gas in there or something.
Oh, lay down or something. Have a roll, have a stretch,
Does laying
do
down
something.
help?
Well, if you're laying down, like roll her out, maybe. Or, like laying your stomach, and you force the fart out of yourself.
Okay, 1 second. I'm gonna lay down and roll around.
Just hear like this
Got
sound
my
when it
bed
comes
right
in. Like,
here, so I'm in the perfect position. Oh. I feel like you know the like roller pins you get to like flatten bread out. I feel like a roller pin right now.
mm.
There's not a lot of rolling real estate here. Serious lack of rolling real estate.
I didn't mean to actually roll around.
It didn't work. Bart, how did you die by spider?
Suicide.
Mm,
Maybe you just need a shit.
maybe you just need a piss.
I do.
No. That would explain it.
Sorry, I was yawning.
Did I tell you about the time I did that in elementary school?
Outside screaming.
Yeah. When I was a kid, I would yawn really loudly, and people would tell me that I could just be quieter, and I would tell them that I couldn't because I had to yawn. I'd always yawn loudly, naturally.
It's kind of
And
hot when you do.
and there's this one time where everybody in class was being really loud, and my teacher was trying to calm them down. And the way I wanted to help her, so I just like screamed basically in the guise of a yawn.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah. The kind of kid I was.
Become ungovernable.
Yeah. You're always saying this to me.
What are you pooping?
You don't want me to poop anymore?
Why aren't you pooping?
Oh, that's a good question.
Oh shit, Ken.
You say, go boy, shit boy.
Boy.
AJ, why do you think Nausicaa is better than Princess Mononoke?
AJ, how many carrots you think you eat?
And how long do you think it would take you to eat them?
And how many could you put up your nose?
I'm gonna switch to drawing.
You should switch to bed.
You should switch to bed.
You should switch to my bed.
Ooh. You're always talking about how you're ungovernable.
Yes. It's because the government don't want me no more.
Yeah.
I think Louisiana is a real place.
No.
Apparently they buy shit there.
I don't think I do. Yeah. That's definitely fair. Ashitaka, I mean, I like him a lot because I like looking at him because he's animated really good. But he's kind of a funny guy. Fun fact of the day,
My penis.
God.
Oh, Jesus. Jesus H. Christ. Take my soul, Jesus.
You're always telling me to do this. But you never say to take your whole telling. Also, who's Aspel?
Me for real.
Your Aspel?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Aspel should be the protagonist.
I just got ass in it. Oh god, nigga, get my wiener out. I'm pissed.
Damn.
I'll be back. Oh.
Okay. OJ, you must understand that I've only seen this movie twice. Oh, I see. I can't whistle the Princess Mononoke theme. God damn it. Yeah, there's nothing I dislike about Ghibli movies as well as the way they draw wolves. They look... I don't like it. They do not please me visually. Like, I think they're kind of fun and funny, but they are also kind of wretched. Wolves are my favorite creature, so I always want them to look nice. Also, a hot take, I think the soundtrack of Princess Mononoke is like one of the best things I've ever listened to in my life. And I would know because I listened to it probably over 100 times. Well, not over 100, probably over 500 times. because I listen to it about half the time when I'm writing every day, so. I'm either listening to that or the Grist soundtrack, occasionally the Abzu soundtrack as well. Which is funny because I don't really even like hear them when I'm going, it's just something I listen to, but I get distracted if I can hear people like singing words. I find Ghibli movies kind of interesting because on the one hand, a lot of them are like these like fascinating adventures, and some of them are just ungodly boring, or about like almost nothing at all. Like I find Totoro, I watched Totoro and I honestly did not understand the point of it. I think that's because it's sort of a like very low-key story, but I felt the same way when I was watching the witch one, where I was like, I don't really know why they bothered to make this because it's about like almost nothing. I mean, I like things like that. I just think it doesn't appeal aesthetically to me because of the setting. I like things where it's not like about that much, but it has to appeal to me aesthetically, which it doesn't a lot of the time. You're not about nothing, AJ. You're about your hatred for your mother. I put on the color burn for this. That doesn't do almost anything, actually. I think I should make this less yellow. Because there's nothing really yellow about this image. Maybe you do it like that, and then I make this yellow. Yeah, that works. I'm fine with this image being fairly monochrome because it's supposed to just be like a real Arctic image. Because most of the time when I'm drawing, even if it has snow in it, it's not exactly Arctic. And I feel compelled to depict the Arctic, even though I've never been there. I don't know if that like peaks the mic horribly when I whistle, but I hope it doesn't. Also, I find it interesting that nobody ever talks about Castle in the Sky, it seems like. Because that's a pretty good one. They don't talk about that one so much. Oh, that's fun. Yeah. Cozy, I don't care for cozy so much. Cozy is not an aesthetic I go for. Whisper of the Heart. I don't know if I've seen that one. I don't think I've seen that one. Is that the cat one? It's like I have to look at the list. When I was getting to like the middle, I didn't actually watch all the Ghibli movies. I got like halfway through and I was like, I don't think I can do this anymore. Um, Joe Hisaishi, let's fucking go. That's my boy. The Cat Returns is the sequel to Whisper of the Heart. Yeah, I remember I watched Whisper of the Heart and I was just like, huh. I don't think I remember a single thing from it other than that it's partially takes place in like a antique store. I did watch it though. Yeah, I think I got to My Neighbors, the Yamadas, and I gave up. So I've seen Castle in the Sky, Nausicaa, obviously. I saw Totoro, I saw Grave of the Fireflies, I saw Kiki. I saw it only yesterday, but it was really hard to pay attention to. I saw Porco Rosso, that one's pretty good.
Porco Rosso is
Pompoko,
the
which
best.
one is that one? Oh, Pompoko is pretty neat. It's weird, but I do remember that one. Yeah, Yamada's, it's like I was watching it, and I was like, what? And I gave up. Um, I've seen Mononoke, I've seen Spirited Away, I've seen Howl's Moving Castle, I've seen Ponyo, and that's it. The hell?
Have you seen Left 4 Dead?
Apparently there's a Ghibli movie called The Red Turtle, which seems to have been made by the French.
Mm, that's scary.
Yeah, I don't think it should
And
count.
they were allowed.
Oh, it's Dutch and French. Oh,
Did you listen? Okay, as I said, did you get the flag right?
sorry.
Because you said it was the French, and you're like, oh, it's the Dutch. I'm like, did you get the flag wrong?
Well, there's not a flag. I just saw names. They looked French to me. I haven't
Mm.
seen Marnie or Kaguya or The Wind Rises. Hell are From Up on Hop Hoppy Hill already. Yeah, the newest one I've seen is Ponyo.
Not even a rarity.
Sorry,
Have you seen a rarity?
Arrietty.
That's like what?
I don't think so.
Mhm.
Oh, it's about the borrowers. That's fun. No, I haven't seen that.
Sled is just going.
Kaguya. Oh yeah, it's like Chinese line drawing. I don't actually know what that specific style is called. Oh my god, Emily Bridges, the daughter of Sam Bridges,
So
that
important.
made your wife cry because she hated it so much. That's impressive.
Damn.
Uh, I love that. That's art.
It's fart.
Yeah, I think I would like The Boy and the Heron. And it's a score by Joe Hisaishi. I definitely would like it. Oh, that's funny. The Tale of Kaguya looks like it's the longest one. Wow. Rotten Tomatoes. Grave of the Fireflies is 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. Apparently. And so does Only Yesterday, which doesn't make any sense. Because that one's boring. And also, like, I watched it and I found it, like, barely understandable, I'm pretty sure. Uh, it's one of the problems with these is I was also watching them while I was drawing, so sometimes I'd just look over them and be like, eh, and keep drawing. So I don't actually remember that very well. but I did watch it. Like, which ones have I like actually watched? Nausicaa, Princess Mononoke, Spirited Away, and I actually watched Grave of the Fireflies. So like 4 of them. I watched most of Castle in the Sky. I think like as in visually watching it, I probably watched all or most of that one, and Ponyo obviously because I watched that one as a kid. Ponyo is the one I think I'm the most familiar with because I have distinct memories of watching it when I was a little man, little baby man. But I agree that Nausicaa is great. I like Nausicaa in terms of the environmental messaging. And I just like stories about people who communicate with animals. And stories wherein animals are not actually the bad guys. Yeah, I can usually tell when a Ghibli movie did not arouse my interest that much because I usually just didn't actually watch it. I just had it playing. I actually like watch the streams where I watched these movies because I streamed myself drawing for some of these things. At least a couple of them I was streaming while I was drawing the swords. Kind of funny how long those swords took me to draw, but I don't think I could do them any faster now. Hey, sweetie.
Yeah,
I love you.
I love you.
Good. Very good.
Very good.
Very good. Thank you. Very good. See, I think Spirited Away is the closest in terms of my like preferred visual aesthetic. Not Spirited Away. Princess Mononoke is the one that has the best visual aesthetic to me. Um, I really like Nausicaa's, but it gets complicated with these like big machine things, which I don't like so much. I don't like big machines. I'm a big machine hater. Um, there are some big machines you can get past me, like the fucking whatever the fuck it is in Angel's Egg. All the shit in Angel's Egg is spot on perfect in my mind. All of that looks great. But most big machines don't like so much. I mean, I like the Ghibli big machines and how they're like chunky and kind of silly. But I like fantasy aesthetics and weapons more. And I know they fight people with swords and that, but it doesn't still too many big machines for me. I do like her little glider thing though. Also, I find it so weird in stories, and this probably is just my interpretation or my misunderstanding of the film, but I find it weird in stories when it is unacceptable for a girl to be a killer, but it is acceptable for a guy. Like, you have a guy and a girl character in the exact same situation. If a guy kills somebody, he's not, the story does not treat him as needing to be remorseful. But if a girl does it, she does need to be remorseful because it's not appropriate for her.
I should do the opposite.
Yeah, because you know, like, I don't know if that's the intention of that. In fact, I doubt it, but that's just how it feels to me when I'm watching. Yeah, the woman is also bad and evil. Not really true. I mean, all of them have these, you know, antagonist characters who are doing their thing for their reason, I suppose. I don't really remember what the lady in Nausicaa's reason is.
Addicted to heroin.
Other than addiction to heroin. I mean, in Princess Mononoke, the bad guy is also the bad woman, so kind of the same thing there. And just because the antagonist of something is a woman does not mean it's not about gender roles, you know? The antagonist of at least one Narnia book is a woman, but that doesn't mean the girls in Narnia do not have to be feminine, and, you know, they don't have to have these certain traits to be good. They have to be good by behaving in certain feminine ways, even though they're children. Like, you know, what are the traits they use to describe each of them? For Peter, I think his name's Peter, it's like the brave, and for the girls, it's like it's the kind, that kind of thing. Because, but the antagonist of at least one of those books is a woman. The antagonist of the first one is, and I think of the fifth one, maybe the fourth. Those books get weird. I don't know if anybody else has ever read Narnia.
I have not read a Narnia, no.
Yeah, I don't know if it's really worth reading. I just figured I probably should read it, so I did.
Surely. Surely.
Oh. See, this is a problem I think everybody can relate to. Right, Bard?
Mm.
Having your three older brothers conspire to kill you, so you have to resurrect the God Warrior to kill them?
Oh, yes, of course.
I mean, I have to deal with this on basically a daily basis. I have to resurrect God Warriors. I mean, left and right. You wouldn't believe the number of times I've had to sick a God Warrior on my little sister.
Mm.
She does kill them every time, though. I don't think she can be killed. You know, it only takes so many God Warriors for me to figure this out. I really like how Nausicaa and Castle in the Sky are kind of in the same chronology in some kind of way. At least they seem like it. They've got the same fucking squirrel in them. I remember noticing that when I was watching. I was like, that's the same squirrel as in the other one.
Ratatoskr.
Yeah, Ratatoskr. song ain't half bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna make this a little more sloped.
I lay down, my back, it hurt.
Gotcha.
Oh,
My
God.
tummy hurt, your back hurt. There he goes. I would say I'm dealing with the problem of somebody conspiring to take my throne from me all the time. And keep having to get new thrones. I mean, I've had dozens by this point. See, and I didn't actually pick up on that kind of thing when I was watching the movie because I don't think it's incredibly clear, or am I just like have slipped in my mind or something? But the movie's kind of like dense with information that doesn't feel super relevant. I mean, it's all like relevant in that involved in the story, but I'm just like, why do I care? Is Laputa a castle in the sky? Oh. There's a long chronology in these things. I like to imagine they're connected in terms of time span. I think that would be fun. I like writing about long time spans and ecological change and stuff like that. Like, I know it doesn't make a lot of sense, I just think it's kind of fun. Laputa. I figured, I was just making sure. Anytime I do my modesty thing, AJ, it seems to greatly offend you. Whenever I'm like, well, I haven't done this much of this thing, you're like, what the fuck are you talking about? Shut up. Laputa. Also worth noting that when I say I haven't done this much of this thing, I'm not comparing myself to like the median man. I'm talking about like in my community, you know. The one thing where I feel like I have done a lot of it is like writing books, you know, because even a lot of authors would be like, I've written one book and I've written 3, so. Though granted, fantasy books are not the hardest kind of book to write in the world. Probably the only thing easier is like writing realistic fiction where you can just write about yourself and be like, this is fictional. In fantasy books, you can just come up with shit. Hell, you don't even have to come up with anything. You can just write somebody else's book, but again, you can just say, well, I know Skyrim, I'll just make Skyrim into a book. Nobody can stop you. Yeah, both of those are harder to write, I think, because you actually have to know things for them. I mean, sometimes people write sci-fi without knowing anything, but I think that kind of sci-fi is generally bad. And historical is the same thing, you know. Like, Historical, I mean, I'm basically just writing historical fiction with fantasy elements. Like, historical fiction about a place that's not real and was never real. Um, and that, it takes work to learn things and make it feel real. And I would say the same as fantasy, but you can get away with writing a fantasy that has nothing to do with history, even though that's kind of the appeal of fantasy in my mind. Um, but historical, like, in order for it to feel good, I think you do have to know a lot of stuff. And the same is true of sci-fi. Like some writers when they write sci-fi are just like, and there were dinosaurs on Mars, and that's like fine, but it's not good. Like, just because you can write about the dinosaurs on Mars doesn't mean you should write about the dinosaurs on Mars. That's what I'm saying. If you were a river in the mountain tall, the rumble of your water would be my fall. You were the winter, I'd know I'd be the snow, just as long as you were with me when the cold winds blow. All I want is you, will you be my bride? Take me by the hand and stand by my side. All I want is you, will you stay with me? Hold me in your arms and swim like the sea. It's definitely not the worst thing I've ever drawn. Look. I like turning yawns into just music soundtracks. And what are your hot takes about writing historical fiction, KJ, and sci-fi? Oh, yeah. You see, well, AJ, ponder this. When you say sci-fi, that does have the word science in it. It says science fiction. I knew this one guy who obsessed about making his sci-fi world as realistic as possible. Uh, he tried to encourage me to make my dragons look like pterodactyls, and I was like, only so much I can do, man. But sci-fi is supposed to be, about science. The idea being that the writer knows something about science they want to communicate to the reader.
Oh,
Or the writer is trying to propose something about science or something to that end. There's some kinds of things which are technically sci-fi which feel more like fantasy to me, like fucking Star Wars. Star Wars has nothing to do with science. It's not speculative, almost in any sense. Like, it's just fantasy, but they have spaceships and they go to different planets. No, it would be called like future fiction or something if it was just fantasy in the future. It's like all the old sci-fi, for instance, I've read it, so now I know, is all about scientific concepts. It's just what if you took this scientific concept and applied it in real life. And sometimes it's not even about the future a lot of the time. A lot of it's like contemporary people doing things, you know? It's just contemporary people doing things based on some science the writer has become aware of. You know, that's why Dracula is like sci-fi. It's all with technology and shit. Um, Journey to the Center of the Earth is just about, you know, the science ideas of what the inner parts of the Earth are like. Fucking The Invisible Man is about science. All these things are about science. And it's just that, like, because I think for some people, that is what sci-fi is just fantasy in the future. For me, I like to give it a bit more of a specific definition just so you can justify the sci in there, you know, because otherwise it's just future fiction. I've never heard of it either. I'm coming up with shit right now, AJ. But I think future fiction is more applicable to like Star Wars than sci-fi is. Because sci-fi implies that there's science in it. There's really not. It's just like the spaceship. If there was a spaceship, and that's crazy. I mean, it's kind of I suppose it kind of was sci-fi. I don't know if I would still consider it to be sci-fi because it's got these like technological concepts, right? Which I think is true of anything that happens in the future, is that it's always going to have some technological concepts we don't have right now. But it's not really about the science of those things so much. It's not really about the concept of those things. It's about the force and magic and shit. It's kind of about, you know, the conflict of religiosity and science. That's what the Empire is, right? Is a is the papacy. um but like I don't know. Those things to me feel a bit more like I can go with an argument in my head for why it's kind of, you know, sciencey, but it doesn't aesthetically feel sciencey to me. Aesthetically, it feels like dudes with laser swords who fight each other. Which is a valid aesthetic. I just don't think it's very, you know, sci-y. Yeah, that makes sense to me. But again, in terms of aesthetic sci-fi, I think, you know, Star Wars leans heavily towards the fantasy aesthetic, whereas, you know, uh, Star Trek is always hitting you with those science concepts in there. It's full of science concepts. It's full of social concepts as well. And I think part of the definition of sci-fi is that it is socially involved. It's about the future, how the social world will change in the future. And that's also not something that's present in Star Wars. It's about like change and ideation and the future and stuff like that. And honestly, Star Wars doesn't even feel like the future exactly. It just feels like it's full of spaceships. Uh, that's my opinion. And this is coming from a movie viewer. I haven't seen the Clone Wars or read the comic books or anything like that, so maybe it's more sci-fi in the comic books. Probably is. The Clone Wars is too long for me to watch it. I had friends in school who loved it, but too long for me. You know what I'm saying, bro? He knows what I'm saying. See, the reason I use fantasy in the so when I read your list right there, AJ, my first thought was I think fantasy and historical. I think fantasy is historical most of the time. Um, because fantasy generally is historical fiction on a different planet, you know. But if we use a broader definition for fantasy, I think you can just lump a lot of things which are called sci-fi into the fantasy genre. Like if we're saying it just can't happen in real life and it's not about things that could happen in the future, that's Star Wars, baby. That's just Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Whereas this still allows, Star Trek to be sci-fi because it's about science, The Martian is sci-fi. The Martian is also a good book, and people should read it. I've seen the movie like once. I don't think it's not as good as the book is because the book has this audiobook narrator who is godly. His name is R.C. Bray. He's one of the 3 audiobook narrators I can remember the name of off the top of my head, and it's for good reason. He can really narrate. I've listened to a whole bunch of stuff where it's R.C. Bray narrating it, like Expeditionary Force, which is the thing Skippy is from, and his voice for Skippy is really funny. It's like faintly British. You were the winter, I'd know I'd be the snow, just as long as you were there when the cold winds blow. All I want is for you, will you be my bride? Take me by the hand, stand by my side. All I want is you, will you stay with me? Hold me in your arms and swim me like the sea. If you were the wood, I'd be the fire. If you were the love, I'd be the desire. If you were a castle, I'd be your moat, and if you were an ocean, I'd learn to float. All I want is you to be my bride. Take me by the hand, stand by my side. You know what I'm saying, Bird? He knows what I'm saying. He just said, I know what you're saying, in Bard speak. The language of the bards.
I'm gonna take a nap soon, goddamn.
I'm gonna take a bedtime soon. I really like how these ripples look. I did spend a while on them, so that's good. And I kind of like how monochromatic this is, except for the like reddish rocks in the background, which are actually purple. This image is like 90% blue, probably like 95% blue. I think Scruff's tongue is the only thing that's not blue here because these are all just like desaturated blue, I believe. Let me check. No, that's still pretty blue. I love color. Love color in general.
I'm getting a headache. I might just go to bed.
Gotcha, baby. I love you. I'm gonna
I
go to
love
bed
you.
as well.
But,
Well, I'm gonna go to bed as well. Click, click, save. I will have a good sleep, AJ, and I hope you sleep well as well, if you sleep. Good night.